All right, guys, so this is an interesting one. So let's say you have a Model X. If you guys have watched my videos, I have a P100D from 2016, 100 kilowatt battery. And, you know, the wiper blades need to be changed. Now, that's usually not an issue for most every other vehicle on the road. You would go to Auto Part Napa, Advanced Auto Parts, you know, whatever is your preferred auto parts store. You'd walk in there and you'd give them the specs of your vehicle and they'd say, okay, grab these, they'll even install them for you. But not so fast, not with the Model X. So you can see here, this is a water nozzle that connects to the system that helps clean your windshield. And there are little holes in the windshield here and the actual wiper that sprays water on the windshield. So in order to change these, they're really not that difficult. But if you were like me and you did some Googling and you were just kind of lost, which to be honest with you, it's kind of confusing, you're gonna want to pinch this right here and then pull up. And that'll release this pin. And then you don't wanna pull too fast because you don't wanna pull out and damage that line that's located right here. And then when you have that out, you're literally going to pull this tube out of the tube that goes into the car, replace it with this, pull it, you know, kind of pinch this back in. It helps if, what I've noticed, it does help if you're trying to get them back, you want to angle it up, kind of put the very tip in, and then kind of push it down, and then slide it all the way back. So to kind of demonstrate that, because I need my hold my phone, right? If I'm trying to get this out, I just told you how to do that, but I want to get it in. I kind of want to push this part, so I got the wiper up, kind of, and then go like that. That was the trick that helped. You do want to make sure that you're in wiper service mode, which is something that you can do on the screen. So you go over here to service, and you see that little thing that says wiper service mode, and that will allow you to get access to the windshield wipers. Otherwise, they're going to be tucked down in there. One note, I learned this the hard way on the very first attempt. If you go into wiper service mode and the doors are shut, what I did is I got the thing off and then I wanted to, you know, look something up. So I went to get into the vehicle and it forced the windshield wipers down and that thing was detached. So make sure, that's why I left the door open, just in case you need to access the vehicle. I've left that in wiper service mode and I've left the doors open just in case. Because I don't want them going back and forth with this thing just dangling there. That's probably a recipe for disaster. All right, so one more time. To get this off, I'm going to pinch this and hold this part here and then pull this up and you'll start to see this detach. Don't pull it too far, as I mentioned. You want to go ahead and pull this out. Okay, it's pretty snug in there, but it's not too difficult, okay? Put that back in. Then, in order to get this back in, you want to kind of pull this up, and then this piece right here, all right, so demonstrating this piece right here, you want to kind of slide in at the top. So you kind of want to go like that, get that in first, and then come back and push back. And you may need to pinch this back part right here to make it a reality, to actually snap in real good. That's how I just got that one done. You can see this particular wiper blade is quite a bit smaller than that one, so that one is the larger blade. I will say that I spent $76 and I had to go directly to Tesla to get these. If you have a Model S or a Model 3, you don't have to do that. They make after wiper blades. If you have a Model X, like this vehicle is, you have to go directly to Tesla. So I had to go to the service center in Cool Springs. I had to check in at the service desk. I had to wait 20 minutes. They finally got there and they said, hey, how can I help you? I said, I need wiper blades. They said, well, we're too busy today. We can't do anything except sell you them. I said, okay, you know, I'll figure it out. There's probably a YouTube video out there. And of course, to my shock, there wasn't one that talked about how to freaking do this. So I'm doing it. And I haven't had any instructions, so call me out in the comments if I'm a moron, but this seems to be the best way to do it. I got that one in with a little bit of effort. And now I'm gonna check back here in a minute and kind of get this one knocked out. All right, checking back. So all I did was squeeze this, and as you can see, it has released this pin, and then I can pull it forward just a little bit, and you can see that line is right here. So now I've got to pull this line out, put the other wiper blade in, and I'm done. It's actually a do-it-yourself job. A little frustrating that the service tech couldn't just spend 5 minutes and do it for me at the dealership, but we won't judge them too harshly. They're slammed over there. They're selling too many darn vehicles. What do you want me to tell you? Here is the connection. So you can kind of take it out of that little spot there to give it a little bit more slack, just so you know. And this is the connection pin. And you literally just want to hold it here and hold it there and pull it, and it eventually will break. And with a little bit of effort, there you go. It has been undone. So I'm gonna take the old one. Now this is the one that was, I think, giving me the most problems. It was making, you know, noise, and it looks in okay shape, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is the original wiper blade, or maybe just one replacement from the original. This thing has 28,000 miles now. So one more time, you want to make sure that this part goes back like that. That's how it would go in. And I really wish I could have somebody here to help me film this, but I don't. So y'all are gonna have to suffer through it. But what I'm gonna have to do is I'm going to, lift this up, slide that little tip into here, kind of like in this motion, and then rock it back, squeeze this if I have to, and slide it back after I've connected that. Well, that one went in even easier than the other one. So like I said, I just lifted it up. It kind of fit right in. It's a little bit more snug on this side as far as the amount that you can pull on that cord. So just keep that in mind. But this is not a difficult job. The windshield wipers are by far the most expensive windshield wipers I have ever ever bought. And I also think you guys might find this interesting. They come in this very generic white packaging, and I thought it was interesting that it says made in Mexico. Look at that. So this is what the part is for a 2016 Model X P100D, which I assume if you have a Model X at all, it doesn't really matter whether you have a 75D or 100D or whatever. It should. Now, I believe when I shut this, well, that is really interesting. So the windshield wipers stayed up this time, even though last time I went to open it, they went down. So that's just an example of the software in the Model X. Sometimes it's a little quirky, but for the most part, this car is pretty much the best car I've ever driven. And if you watch my video, and I'll put the link here about my first week with it, I've mentioned that quite a bit. So let's see if I screwed it up or not, huh? Here's the moment of truth. Go to service. Look at that. Let's see if they work. So let's put these on. I think the car's off, so let me turn the car on. There we go. Hey, look at that. They work. That's a good sign. Let's see. They went down. They went up. And look at that. They're spraying water. I didn't break them. Oh, that's phenomenal. Boy, I was a little nervous there for a second. So there you go. No noise, no streaking. Just a lovely clean windshield. All right, guys, I hope that was helpful. So one quick recap for the guys in the cheap seats. So when you want to go ahead and service the windshield wipers, you want to go to this button right here. You want to go to service. You want to go to wiper service mode. That will pop these up. You want to make sure that you leave your door open in the event, okay, that you need to, just in case these things happen to go down because they have a mind of their own, which it did for me on the very first attempt, which caused it to go down while it was flapping around, and luckily I didn't break anything, okay? And then you're gonna go ahead and pinch this right here and pull up. Very easy. Make sure you don't pull too hard to decouple this. Lay it down, pinch this and this on both sides, take that tube out, and you want to put it down, grab the next one, put the tube in, put it underneath here so it lines up with that area, because this is like a little catch for it, and you want to kind of angle it up like this, connect it here first, push it in, you'll hear it snap. If you have to push this in, it'll help it snap, and you're done. And do it for both sides. And keep in mind, you're gonna have to go to Tesla to spend the $70 to order these. That's at least what they were charging me in Cool Springs. Then I had to pay $6 in tax. The most expensive wiper blades I've ever bought, but hey, this is, I mean, at least new, this would be the most expensive car I've ever had. Well, the Aston Martin was frankly within a few $1,000s of it, but this is pretty close. Anyway, that's the tips there. I'll upload the video next time somebody Googles how to change your Model X wiper blades. I hope that's helpful. This would have helped me, frankly. Subscribe, like my channel. Appreciate your support, guys. Have a phenomenal day. And if you guys haven't seen the car, this is the P100D with the 22s, all murdered out, looking good. So yeah, come check out some of my other videos. I've got a 40+ minute video on this particular vehicle, and yeah, I've really enjoyed it.